Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by saying Barakathon, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the whole flesh. Start with the 144,000 Shalom. Right, so, right, so getting to it, man. Get straight to it, man. So I was wanting to do the lesson yesterday, but when I had did it during my break, I wanted to go more into it. Break's only like 15 minutes, right? So I wanted to go more into it. So uh, Lord willing, we'll get it done now. And later on, after take a little nap, just got off work, take a little nap, whatever. We'll get up, study and get it another lesson done. Lord willing, right? So we're getting straight into it, man. But title of the lesson, man, is walk circumspectly, man. Walk circumspectly, because in these last days, man, the tempter gonna come in all forms and fashions, man. And as I was thinking, and I was meditating on this lesson earlier while I was at work, I'm just thinking how I want to go about it, and Francie, how about outside the spirit lead me? And I was just thinking about how how the tempter gonna come in all type of ways, man. It come through women, it come through drugs, it come through anything, right? That's why we gotta walk circumspectly, man. That's why we don't take, we separating ourselves, right? We're only walking with the wise, right? So like I said, let me see. Proverbs 13:20 said, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." Right? He says, "Evil pursueth sinners, but to the righteous, good shall be repaid." Right? So we only walking with the wise, we only walking with the righteous, man. Right? Because we know what's coming for these sinners. We know what's coming for these unbelievers, man. We know what's coming for these ones who caught up in this world. It's gonna be destruction, man. So we gotta walk circumspectly. We don't even get a flesh. We don't even give the flesh no chance to try to even bring that temptation upon us, man. Right? Because when we drawn away, James chapter 1, we're drawn away of our own lust, man. Right? And that's why I say, man, flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. Right? Because you having that daily battle, man. So you can't even give this flesh no leeway, man, no strength at all. We want to be reborn again, John 3, man. We want to be born again. We want to be born again through the Spirit, so that we can enter into the kingdom, so we can focus, right? So we can focus on the righteous things, right? Because like I said, Galatians 5:18, right? We're gonna let it get to that when you move in the spirit, to paraphrase it, you're not under the law. Meaning what? When you move in the spirit, man, you go automatically strive and push your spirit automatically chase after the law, man. Do the things of the law. But your flesh is weak, man. Your flesh is gonna be contrary and do pleasurable things, do things that feel good for the moment, no matter if it's righteous or unrighteous, man. That's why you gotta strive in the spirit. The spirit's gonna lead you. Right? Think about it, right? Ephesians 5, we'll start at verse 6, right? He said, let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things, right, cometh the wrath of Yahweh upon the children of disobedience. You got a lot of people who don't believe, man. So therefore, what? That judgment coming for them, man. Right? It says, be ye not partakers with them, for ye were sometimes darkness, right? We know everybody was in that. We know everybody was once, in the darkness, man. Everybody had their time, right? You know what I'm saying? No man perfect, but no man walked this earth perfect, but Yahweh Shai, right? So it says, but now you are a light in the Lord, right? Because why? John 12, real fast, precept John 12 and 46 say, man, right? It says, actually, read verse 35, right? It's a good precept. We're going to read 46 too, but this is good as well, right? John 12:35, it said, then Yahweh shall say unto them, yet a little while is the light with you, right? Because Yahweh shall is with us, right? Yahweh shall that light, bringing that truth, that 100% truth, the understanding is knowledge, man, right? And we know that now now the comfort come upon us, right? What he said, when I leave, I pray my Father, he leave a comfort for you. That comfort, that the Spirit, the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, right? Bring us that 100% truth, that understanding is knowledge, the understanding of these scriptures, right? It says, yeah, a little while is a light with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth, man. Because these people walking in darkness, they don't go because they don't got this light, right? They don't know who they are. They don't know their true nationality. They don't know the names of the Father, right? or the Son, right? They don't know, they clueless to what's going on in this wicked kingdom, right? Because they walking in darkness, man. They grope, man. They don't know where they going. They walk around, touch each way, don't know what step they're going to take next, right? It says, while ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light. These things spake Yahweh Shai and departed and did hide himself from them, right? But I want to jump down to verse 44. I started verse 44, right? It says, Yahweh Shai cried and said, he that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me. I am come a light unto the world, and whosoever believeth on me shall not abide in darkness, right? Because Yahweh Shai brought that light into the world, man. Yahweh Shai brought that understanding, that knowledge for us to return out our dark ways, for us to come back to our true nationality, our true knowledge, the true knowledge of Yahweh Shai, for us to come back to our, like once again, come back to our true nationality, come back to our ways, our customs, to get out the ways of this world, So going back to Ephesians, right? It says, for you were sometimes darkness, but now you are light. You are a light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, right? Because we got that comforter, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of Yahweh Shai, come upon us and lead us, help us direct our steps, right? Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, reading on now, right? Trust in the Lord with all thy understanding, right? Because He gonna lead our steps. He gonna direct our ways. The Spirit gonna lead us where we need to go, right? We got trust and faith in Him. Right, so we doing the work, we walking in that light. We out here prophesying against this kingdom, but giving warning out to the nations, doing the will, doing the works that Yahweh Shai set us to do. Right, he said, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Right, reprove them. Let them know, hey, return back, get out those ways, man. Don't follow out the ways that they doing. Right, let them know that that's wrong. Let them know that that's sin, man. Let them know they need to return back to the truth. That's now Yahweh Shai. Right? Don't just go to church because your mom wants you to go with her. Don't just do these things. No, let them know. Hey, get out them churches, man. Return back to the Most High. Yahweh, man. Yahweh Shai. Hey, stop smoking that weed. Hey, get out. Hey, stop doing this darkness. Stop doing these sins, man. Stop falling after these things. Stop doing these things, right? Don't deal with that girl where she got a man. That's adultery. Like, we're reproving them, man. Yeah, telling the females, hey, don't deal with that man. He has a woman. I mean, it's like telling the female, don't deal with that man. You got a man, right? That's adultery, right? Because adultery is what? When a woman deal with a man, she got a man, or a man dealing with a woman and she got a man, right? So we got to reprove them. We got to let the nation know these things are wrong, right? Don't fellowship. We don't do these things. Let them know they're wrong, right? He says, for it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, right? For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light, right? Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, right? Because we know what? These people in the deep sleep, man, they zombies, they dead, man. They lost, right? He said, and arise from the dead, Revelation 11:8, man. Those dead bodies laying around. They're not in the truth, they're not in the knowledge, they dead bodies laying around, right? He said, and Mashiach, Yahweh Shai shall give thee light, right? What we just read in John 12:46. Yahweh Shai brought that light, man, that understand that truth, right? They return these dark ways. Yahweh Shai, if it's in the will of Yahweh Shai, he sent that comfort upon them, man. Allow them to get out these dark ways, return back to the truth, and allow them to understand these scriptures, right? He says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? And I want you to see, because I got definition of circumspectly right here, right? Circumspectly mean wary and unwilling to take risks, like stand away from all iniquity, man. So we got to be circumspectly, man, right? We stand away from these things. We unweary, man, right? We not taking that risk. We're not doing these things. We're not putting ourselves in these positions, man. We walking circumspectly, right? He says, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. It is getting to these last days, these perilous times, man. They's gonna get evil. They doing anything to try to deceive the people, man. Right? And that tempter, right? That spiritual demon of doubt, man. That tempter try to come upon you in all type of ways, man. That's why we gotta be vigilant. We gotta be sober, man. Right? We gotta be sober. We gotta be vigilant. We gotta be on the watch, man. Let Satan try to get us with his devices, like it says in Corinthians, man. Right? Quick precept, 1 Peter 5 verse 8, right? It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, right? You know, you got the physical devil, Esau, then you got that spiritual demon of doubt, man. You know, you got that spiritual demon of doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? He says, as a roaring lion walked about seeing who he may devour, right? And like Elder Montzakba was saying, right, when you read, you got to understand, right? It ain't no period right there, right? You see how certain, when they, it ain't no, you know how certain series when they end, ain't no period. It's you see the two dots, the meaning is going on, right? It says whom, right? Whom, meaning who resisteth, right? So it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeing whom he may devour, right? Who resisteth, right? The ones who resisteth, whom resist, right? And I want to show you something, because I was looking at this earlier, right? I was looking at this earlier. Second for that. Let me see. See if I can pull it up. Let's see if I do it like this. Right? Whom is the object pronoun that is used in the place of who when it receives action, right? So it's who is, so it's basically saying like whom resisteth, the ones who resist, right? Steadfast in faith, right? We steadfast, but be loyal in his faith, right? When this thing come upon us, when these things come upon us, we sober, we vigilant, we wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. We understand these evil works, we understand these evil things, but we don't follow after them. We resist these things. We steadfast in the faith. We stay strong in the faith, right? It says, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, right? Because if you don't steadfast in faith, man, you'll get caught up, man. If you ain't being sober, you ain't being vigilant, you ain't watching around, you out here tripping, you ain't doing the works, you ain't out here doing what Yahweh said you do. You know what I'm saying? You out here giving into the flesh, right? You ain't moving in the spirit. That's what's gonna happen. These things gonna grab you up, man. Cause I gotta be sad, man. We not fighting against, like the scriptures say, man. We not fighting against we're not fighting against carnal things, man. We're fighting against spiritual wickedness in high places. These demons will come upon you and take you, man. These demons will come upon you and get you, right? Because we know if you're drawing away, you're drawing away of your own lust, right? Matter of fact, so I keep quoting this, just bring it out, right? James. Bear with me. Book of James 1, right? And it says, James 1:13, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust, right? And enticed. That when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it's finished, bringeth forth death, right? So you draw away your own lust, right? Because that's you loving money. That's you loving hoes. That's you loving these hoes. That's you loving to get high. That's love you loving these ways. That's that flesh. That's that lust in that flesh that's loving these ways, man. Right? So guess what? That's what the Most High do, man. Just go ahead and give you up into your lust, right? What it says, Romans 1, I'm gonna say verse 25, right? Let me see. Yep, Romans 1:24, right? It says, wherefore Yahweh also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own body between themselves, man. So he give you up to your own lust, man. He give you up to your own lust. Why you got to be strong in the faith, why you got to strive, why you got to push, man. That's why you got to steadfast in the faith through the spirit of Yahweh, right? Because going to it, right? And we'll start at verse 15, right? It says, we'll start at verse 16, right? Galatians 5, verse 16, it says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh, man. Because the flesh can want these pleasurable things, man. You got to walk in the spirit, right? You got to walk in the spirit, right? Quick precept. Mark 13:48 said, Matthew 26 said, let me see, I'll go to the book of Mark. Let me see. Right, we'll go to both of them. We'll go to both of them. Right? Matthew 26. Slack. Matthew 26:41, right? It says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Right? Mark 14:38. Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, man. The spirit is ready for these things. The spirit, when you got that spirit of Yahweh, he's ready for these things. These things come, we resist. When we stand fast in the faith, we get away from it. We push and strive in the spirit, because that's who's going to fight for us. Yahweh Shah, man. He gonna fight for us, but we gotta walk in the spirit, right? It says, but the flesh is weak, right? So going back to it, Galatians 5, right? Galatians 5 verse 16 again, right? It says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do things that ye would. But if ye be led of the spirit, you are not under the law, which I quoted earlier, right? Because why? When you walk in that spirit, man, the spirit is ready. The spirit gonna automatically strive as much as we can. But we know we sold under sin in this flesh. But your spirit gonna strive. Your spirit gonna strive under the law, man. Your spirit gonna strive to do the righteous thing of Yahweh Shah, right? Because we know all things belong to Yahweh Shah. Right, so when he control everything, right? But he gave us the righteous spirit, right? Because you got spirits on the left hand, you got spirits on the right hand, right? You got the spirit. People be filled with the spirits on the left hand, right? That's why they be gone. The Most High sent them off. They gone. But we got we got the righteous spirits on the right hand side to do the will, do the works, right? So therefore we're gonna be prepared when these things come against us, right? We're gonna be prepared when these things come against us. Matter of fact. What that is? I want to say it's Ephesians 6. Yeah, right? We'll start at verse 13, right? It says, wherefore take ye unto the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness, right? He said, and your feet showed with the preparation of the gospel of peace, right? What it says right here in verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith, right? Taking the shield of faith, doing the work, doing the thing, walking in the spirit, right? Taking the shield of faith, got on the whole armor, doing the work, falling after the ways of Yahweh Shah, right? Trusting in him, right? Got faith in him, showing your faith through your works, right? It says, above all, taking shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts, right, of the wicked, man. When these things coming at you, shooting at you, coming at you, we got the shield of faith, man. We got the shield of faith through the spirit of Yahweh Shah to block these things. Hey, nah, that ain't his name. His name ain't JC. Oh, nah, that ain't that. We don't do that. You know, that's against the law. That's sin, right? We return from that. Hey, we not no black people. We Hebrew Israelites, right? We got these things. We got the shield of faith that block these things. The true knowledge, the true understanding through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, right? It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of Yahweh, right? Which is the word, right? It ain't say a sword, a metal sword that you come out gonna chop. No, we got the word, man. This truth, right? This word, this truth, man. This knowledge, this understanding, right? Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the spirit, watching thereto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints, man. Right, man. We pushing, man. We pushing through the spirit. We walk circumspectly, man. We getting out the ways of these evil ways, man. We get out of the way of these evil people, man. That's why he said, man, it's Christian, man. What fellowship had darkness with light? Because what are you doing with them, man? What are you doing with them, right? If they not moving in the light, ain't no need of being around them, right? No need to be near them, right? We surround ourselves with the righteous man of Yahweh Shah, right? Because these people ain't gonna tell you when you're wrong. These people ain't gonna tell you, right? They got that Babylon spirit on them, man. You know, they can do what they want, be what they want, and do whatever, man. Right? But we know we got that spirit of Yahweh Shah. We knowing these wicked things. They don't know when they going off. They don't know when they breaking the law. They think they scribe in the law. They think they doing the righteous works, right? That's why we got to scribe with the righteous man. Walk circumspectly, man. Don't even get the flesh no leeway to even go off. Don't even get the flesh no leeway to don't even slip up, man. Right? Because the flesh gonna chase these things, man. The flesh gonna push after these things as much as it can, right? But we knowing the right through the spirit, the 100% truth, man. Through the spirit gonna lead us, right? The spirit gonna guide us, right? The spirit of Yahweh Shah gonna take us and help us do the things we need to do, you know. But one more quick precept, right? One of my favorites, right? I'll end it off. I wasn't gonna be no long, but I wanted to get one in right before I lay down, and then get another one in. Since I didn't get one in yesterday, I'm gonna get one more in, right? When I wake up before I head back to work today. He says, let me see. Right here, right? Romans 8, and 3, right? It says, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, right? Because the flesh is weak, man, right? Because the flesh gonna want to go after the things of pleasure, to go after the things of this world, right? He says, Yahweh sending his son, Yahweh Shai, in the likeness of sinful flesh, right? But he was perfect. And for sin condemned sin in the flesh, right? Because we not judged by the law, right? We judged by the faith and grace of Yahweh Shai, showing our faith through our works, doing the will, do his work, walking in the path of Yahweh Shai, right? Walking in the ways of how Yahweh Shai walked earth, right? It says, the righteous of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit, man. Right? He says, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit do things of the spirit. Galatians 5:18. When you walk in the spirit, you're not under the law. Why? Because the spirit gonna do the things of the spirit, man. The spirit gonna do the things of the spirit. They gonna do the things of the flesh. It ain't gonna want to go get high. It ain't gonna want to go have sex with that girl knowing she dealing with a man. Right? It ain't gonna want to go rob them people. It ain't gonna want to go do these fleshly things, man. It's gonna move out the things of the spirit, man. Right? And that's how we gotta do. We gotta walk circumspectly in these last days, man. Because when you slip, right? What we read earlier, Proverbs and 13:20, right? The way of the fool's gonna be destroyed, man. You keep following the ways of fools, you're gonna be destroyed, right? And I actually did a word search on that earlier. I was looking at it, right? I think it was in Ecclesiastes what I was reading. Let me see. Let me see this shit, cause I had searched one of these words up. I think it's this word I was mentioning it, and I had searched it up. This is the preacher I was looking for. No, that ain't the one. Let me see. Thought it was in Ecclesiastes, but more of the story is, man, you know, we ain't surrounding ourselves with fools, man. You know, we surround ourselves with wise men, righteous men, Yahweh Shai, right? Let me see. It might have been the book of Sirach. Bear with me. Let's see why anybody's words. I don't like it's coming up, but yeah, man. The point is, man, we ain't surrounding ourselves with fools, man. That's really the point I was trying to see. Let's see. Yeah, it ain't too much coming up, right? Precept I was looking for. And I want to say it's in Ecclesiastes. But yeah, though, man. Don't be as in fool, man. We want to walk circumspectly, man. We want to get off around these evil works. We're going to surround ourselves with the righteous men of Yahweh outside. Right? We don't walk ourselves. I might have already read. It might have been this one I already read. I know I read this one, but it might have been when I was meditating in earlier. But you know, we want to walk in the way of Yahweh outside, right? We want to do the righteous thing, right? We want to do the righteous thing. We want to walk circumspectly, man. We want to be ready. We want to be ready to take risks. We want to be ready to, you know, to get out here and be near sin. Because these last days, man, these last days with that, you know, with that sifting going on and attempt to trying everything, man, you can get caught up. You can get caught up. That's why you want to stay focused. You want to constantly endure, right? Matter of fact, we can end with that, man. We can end with that, right? Really one of my favorite. We'll read verse 1, right? Just reading down to verse 2, right? It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, man. And make not haste in the time of trouble, man. You got to constantly endure, right? You got to constantly endure, man. Got to keep the faith steadfast and resist the tempter, man. And stay strong in this thing, man. Contend for the righteous faith, right? So with that being said, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopeful Star with the 144,000. Shalom. Be back with another lesson later today. Shalom.